Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. May Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai's peace continue to be rested unto you, hopeful elect. I'm your brother Yahweh Call from Great Millstone, Orlando, and just back with some more news concerning with the controlled demolition, downfall of America, which, as the scriptures say, a man is blessed to see the downfall of his enemies, roughly paraphrasing. And as we are in the current midst of the downfall of Babylon the Great, Babylon is crumbling from within, and we love to see it. So, Esau, again, being that this is a controlled demolition, he's putting a squeeze. He's closing in the modern day trench, the modern day siege, and a part of that being restricted travel. As I was looking into, or I saw, didn't look into it yet, but certain of these airlines like Spirit Airlines, apparently it's about to go bankrupt, and they're asking for a bailout, which you can let your imagination, or use your imagination to what would happen if the federal government has to step in. You can use imagination on that, but nevertheless, I got this video here. I came across, and Lord willing, just gonna play this video and get some scriptures. Copyright disclaimer, fair use. I'm not making any type of monetary gain off this video. It's just for informational purposes. So Lord's will, without further ado.
Hey babes, watch these two videos, then we'll talk.
Hi guys, this video is for anybody that is traveling out of the country in the next few months or year, or for future plans. This video is also for people like me that we're going to go to the Bad Bunny concert in London. Check your emails, check your bookings, because my flight just got cancelled. Quick little disclaimer before I begin. I do know that this is a first world problem. I'm not saying that this is the end of the world for me. There's so many things going on in the world. This is not an issue, so before I get jumped, I understand that this is not a real problem. I'm just letting people know so that they can prepare for their future plans, or so they can just know that, guess what, you're not going anywhere. I received this email this morning. I literally only found out because I saw a TikTok about a girl with my exact same plans about going to London to see Bad Bunny, and that her flight got cancelled. And I was like, you know what, let me just check. I looked up my airline, Norse, and an email from I think 7 a.m. pops up saying that my flight was canceled due to oil shortages. I heard that this is happening with a lot of different airlines, and honestly, I was even thinking about canceling beforehand, just because I was thinking, what if this happens to my flight? And not only that, what if it happens when I'm already in London and my flight gets canceled to return home? This was going to be a solo trip for me as well, so I can't imagine being in a situation like that in another country and not knowing how to get home, when I'm going to be able to get home. So I'm just glad that happened now. Norse is also offering a 100% full refund, or they're also offering travel credits of up to 25%, I believe, extra. And then they're offering for me to change my date, which I'm just going to take the full refund because I don't want to deal with that. We don't know what the future looks like. So yeah, I won't be seeing Bad Bunny, but it's okay. I definitely believe in redirection is protection. I wasn't meant to be in London. I wasn't meant to be traveling at that time. And I wasn't meant to be on that flight. So, again, check your emails and fuck Trump, because this is all his fault.
Apparently, Spirit Airlines can go out of business as soon as this week. And not on my watch, bro. Spirit was always there for me when I was broke. They like the little Caesar of the sky. When I ain't have it, they had it. Alright? I remember they got me all the way to Detroit. I live in Los Angeles. They got me to Detroit for $32. It was crazy because I was headed to Canada. But for $32, it's super close. It's almost, I don't mind. Nah, bro. Go fund me something. How much does Spirit even know? They might owe like $16,000. I feel like we cobble that together as a family, as a people. You know what I mean? Like, maybe they're the first business that just need to go fund me. I like Spirit Airlines because they ain't got no systems. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the IT department is two fax machines that don't even talk to each other. Spirit Airlines is really just Southwest Airlines in 1984. I like buying my flights a la carte. I don't need carry-on. I just wear like 4 jean jackets. I just wear all my...
Okay, I know that second one was tee-hee, made us tee-hee-hee, made me tee-hee-hee. There's some important things within this that I really want us to be noticing, though. I think it's pretty important. Okay, so one is this. For those of you who don't know, this is Project 2025. This is, I'm just going to read it for those of you who are not privy to this information. Page 158, section Transportation Security Administration, TSA. The TSA model is costly and unwisely makes TSA both a regulator and the regulated organization responsible for screening operations. As part of an effort to shrink federal bureaucracies and bring private sector know-how to government programs, TSA is ripe for reform. The U.S. should look at the Canadian and European private models of providing aviation screening manpower to lower TSA costs while maintaining security. Until it is privatized, TSA would be treated as a national security provider, and its workforce would be deunionized immediately. So, for those of you who missed that, they want to privatize the TSA. Deunionize it, so that way the TSA workers who, because if you continue reading here, like they still want to have like TSA be like the idea of it still be a part of whatever privatized version of security that they would implement at these airports, but they want to get rid of the TSA, and not just get rid of it, but I really want us to emphasize this privatized part right here, because that ICE in the airports. ICE in the airports. I already made a video about that. It's right up there. ICE in the airport. Now, ICE in the airports means a couple of things. It means that there are more regulations that are in line with racist, conservative, white supremacist, or white narcissism, Christian nationalist values, capitalist values, as far as who comes in and who's allowed to go out. I've been yapping on here for a while now. I don't know if it's been years. If I can say it's been years at this point. You can scroll back on this channel if you want to peruse my screams. But they've been trying to keep people in. The goal is to keep people in. The goal is to turn the U.S. into a nice little pig pen. Sorry, it's not going to be nice. I don't expect it to be nice. Now, what's going on with the Strait of Hormuz and the oil prices? It does a couple of things that, in a very sick way, works to the benefit of all of the people that really enjoy having U.S. citizens be sick, dead, in the military, slaves, all of that. One is that it helps to tank the U.S. dollar. Why do they want to tank the U.S. dollar? There's a lot of theories about that. It'll all become clear, maybe. I mean, it's not clear to me at this point. There could be multiple reasons why I think that. There could be multiple reasons why these people in power want the U.S. dollar to tank. And I think that one of those reasons also coincides with how they benefit from the lack of oil. Now, mind you, the rich people still have oil. Them 1%ers, they're still able to go where they want to go, do where they want to do whatever they want to do. Don't be fooled. But everybody else not having oil, and then the prices of things going up, people diluting oil, cars breaking down, mayhem, the inability to transport yourself, isolation, and not just isolation globally, like isolation from your neighbors. It's not just, as many folks know, like it's not just, oh, I won't be able to fly to the Bad Bunny concert. It's, I won't be able to see my friends. I won't be able to see my family. I can't drive to the family reunion. And not just driving to the family reunion is going to be an issue, but there's mass security in between wherever home is and the family reunion. So there's the ICE checkpoints. There's the random security stops. There's also the police that are still incredibly racist. And gas is like, what, $6 a gallon? If it's even fully gas. Being in community and being...
So, before I play on, because America really is about to be one big dystopian movie, pretty much. And as it's been brought out by the apostle, specifically Apostle Paul, you know, dealing with the scoffers, how they're not talking as much shit as they used to. The reality of prophecy is starting to set in, and that might be a title. The reality of prophecy is starting to set in, because what was once considered crazy and far-fetched. Again, everyone is feeling the squeeze. Everyone is starting to see. We grab this in Jeremiah 1. In 11, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Jeremiah, what seest thou? And I said, I see a rod of an almond tree. And being that, the almond tree can represent, certain things. But I want to focus on the point for the subject of this matter, dealing with the prophecies coming to pass. All right. Because it also talks about this in Ecclesiastes 12. Ecclesiastes 12 and 5. And when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fears shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish. So again, because as we transition, society's still intact for the most part. We're still in the cool of the day, right? People can still go out, commit adultery, right? Leave the country, barely, travel and things of that nature, but the time is going to come when, as I said, about the almond tree flourishing, when the warning stop going out, the men of the Lord won't be out there on the highways and byways, because it's going to be a dangerous time, as if it's not already dangerous as it is. But again, being that we're still in the cool of the day, like I said, people, they still have somewhat liberty to travel, get abroad and things of that nature. People don't really take things serious despite everything that's going on. And that's why, like it says in Deuteronomy, the Lord said he was going to meet them to their face twice. This is why it's going to have to get up close and personal, because people aren't taking heed. They're not taking the warning serious. They're not taking Yahweh B'Shem Shai serious. So this is why it's going to have to get up close and personal. So when they're living through it, right, the four sword judgments that we often talk about, right, that's when it's going to resonate. That's when it's going to click, when it's too late. You see, and also wanted to grab this in Isaiah 24. Isaiah 24 and 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. Because again, through the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Shai, Esau, he's locking things down. And as the saying goes, never let a good crisis go to waste. Lord's will, they continue to prolong this so-called Middle Eastern war or conflict. All right. One thing is going to lead to another. And as I read, the almond tree is going to flourish. All right. Hyperinflation is about to hit. All right. And as I always say, Yahweh B'Shem Shai, he doesn't take his foot off the gas pedal. May this thing continue to steamroll into what it needs to be for us to get the hell up out of here. And I'm going to play the rest of this.
In communication with people, especially if you are in the United States, is more important than ever. There were also talks about how for like New Jersey Transit, because at the is it the MetLife Stadium? I want to say it's the MetLife Stadium. With the World Cup, supposedly still happening in the United States, supposedly. That in order to go from New York, like New York City, to the MetLife Stadium or wherever it is that's right across the bridge. Technically, I should know this. I lived in the area. It does not matter. They're trying to raise the price of that all the way up to like $100. And that's not just for the people traveling in to the United States to watch the World Cup. That would also apply to commuters. That would apply to everyday people. Yeah, draining folks drive while also kidnapping their friends, families, and loved ones. Okay, so I've been lightly talking about Black Babes Abroad on here for a minute now, but in case folks were not sure about how serious things are, we have, subscribers is one thing. We specifically give instructions, give advice, have regular me and Candace, we go live once a week, literally answering questions in real time for people that want to move abroad. There is a conference that I'm going to because people in the community were asking me, oh Shayna, I really want to move abroad. What are some of these the quickest ways that you could move abroad? Candace was able to move abroad because she got into a master's program that also gave her a stipend and that gave her a visa afterwards to find a job within the country that she moved to. So that way that visa, the work visa, would then allow her health insurance, the ability to stay long term, all of that. She now has like a partner and child, and she's like in the process of getting long permanent residency, right? So I'm getting ready to go to a conference that has over 50 schools internationally that have international master's programs that offer scholarships and visa support. And a lot of them also have stipends for students that get in. They have so many different master's degree programs.
Yeah, man. This shit is only going to get you but so far. This shit is only going to last but for so long. All right? Because again, prophecy has to play out. All right? You know, meanwhile, to the best of our ability, we're girding ourselves up, girding the loins of our mind, because again, the day is coming. And, you know, this is why more and more we cherish the brotherhood, cherishing the fellowships that we have amongst each other, because we know it's going to come to an end. When that time comes, we know and understand that when it's all said and done and all hell breaks loose, this is going to be the last time that we see each other until Lord's will the chariot. Because the 2nd Ezra 16 and 27. So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. So why is it going to be a desire? Because again, things are going to be shut down. Traveling is going to be restricted. As I said, America is going to be a dystopian. Travel papers, military checkpoints, you know, everything that we see out of the movies. Again, you know, people want to call the men of the Lord crazy, conspiracy theorists and all this and that. But these so-called conspiracy theories are turning out more and more to be fact. And did we not see a small glimpse of this in 2020, 21? Right? Social distancing, and you can only get 2 crates of water, you know, per family, and all these, you know, all these things, right? It was just a small prelude to what we're going to see when it's all said and done. So this is what's going on. This is what's getting ready to take place. Like I said, you know, 15-minute cities, however they play it out, with whatever event that they're cooking up. Like I said, it looks like they're not going to slow down on this so-called Middle Eastern conflict, and Lord's will they don't, because it has a spiraling effect. So, strong advice. People trying to leave the country or even leave the state. Just some strong advice. And encourage you to stay your ass where you're at, because it could possibly be a one-way ticket. You never know. But nevertheless, Esau is shut things down. All right, from air travel. Again, man, the besieging. We are under a current siege. And of course, Esau, he's coming specifically for the tribes. So this is what's going on right in people's face. But of course, being these Babylonians, they're too blind to see what's going on, because ultimately Yahweh Shemashai, he has them blinded. So, and they're going to stay blinded until they wake up in the kingdom. through the loins of the elect. The Lord's will, this was edifying. All praises to Yahweh Bashem El Shai. Shalom to you, hopefully elect.